Hi, Jessie May.
Hi, Reuel.
So we just got out of the girls' prison,
Mhm.
and we're sitting here at Danny's across the street.
Yeah.
And this was your first time in.
Mhm.
So what do you want to say? Like,
I feel very inspired right now.
inspired.
Inspired and uplifted by the young women that I just met and interacted with. Yeah. Yeah, and excited. I'm excited to work with them, and I'm excited to learn from them, and I feel like a strong connection with this work, so I'm very excited.
Great.
Yeah.
So when you say this work, what did you notice about the work?
I noticed that I'm drawn towards working with young people, and I feel like especially young women who are embarking into their young adult lives and working to create a life that they are in full choice about.
Yeah.
And I'm really seeing just by being there one day today that this coaching program is helping them to do that. It's helping them to learn to be in choice about their life and to make choices that will help them move forward in the direction they want to go.
How did you see that?
I saw that through the questions that were asked of them. I saw that through their own words, through exercises that I'm sure that you have worked on with them prior to me being there. But I saw them really actually surprising me at times. I've never worked with this exact population before, of girls in juvenile center, and I don't know, I tried not to go in with expectations necessarily, but I didn't, I guess I kind of expected it to be a little bit more heavier and depressing than I found them to be. I found the girls there to, they were having a hard time in many cases, but in a lot of instances they stood up and, I felt they stood their ground in their lives in a way that I didn't expect to see, which that's one of the reasons I'm feeling inspired by them right now and inspired by working with them.
Great. What did you notice about the girls? Like there was two different groups.
Yeah, there were two different groups. The first group came in like the energy was very flat. And I noticed in that first group the energy was flat and energy picked up at times, and some girls at sometimes were, all, excited and alive with their energy, and then they would go back and forth a little bit. I noticed fluctuation in the group as a whole, the level 3 there, and then individually I noticed fluctuation with the different girls, and that was interesting to observe. The change. I also noticed a lot of them complaining about coaching, which I thought was interesting. And then, even though they would complain about it, they seemed really into it on the other hand. So I was curious about that. I found myself wanting to ask them, like, well, if you don't like this so much, well, what would you like to have happen? Like, what do you want to get out of it? Which I did hear you ask one of them, but they seemed really into it despite their excitement for not having class in 2 weeks. So I feel like it's definitely impacting their lives in great ways.
And then the second class came in.
Second class came in, and they just came from gym class, I guess, and they were full of energy and excitement, and it was just, the energy was heightened in that group. It was very alive and bubbly, energetic, and that remained. I mean, it was most in the beginning, but that heightened energy still remained with that group throughout.
was your biggest surprise?
My biggest surprise was the young woman, no name, right? The young woman who she was just so
The one you coached with, or?
No, in the first group. She was in the first group, and she was sitting close to you. Yeah, and I was surprised to see her so on top of it. She seemed so on top of her life. Like it was just amazing to me. I loved seeing that, but it did surprise me.
Yeah.
She seemed to have a very healthy outlook on her life and her situation and what she wanted to do and make and create for herself.
Great. Great. And what's the biggest thing you learned today? Like, that's one of the questions I ask them at the end of each class. Like, what did you learn today?
Well, I learned. I'm going towards inside. Actually, it's something about myself that I learned that I feel deeply moved by them, and I feel so strongly for wanting to work with them, and I'm curious about that. Like, what in me wants to connect with them so badly? I really want to connect with them, and I'm looking forward to doing so. I feel very inspired to work with them and hopefully mentor a couple of them and have a relationship in that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have to get you through mentor training.
Yeah.
Yeah. And these, you may not have known this, I think you did, but these are the toughest girls in Colorado. Teenagers.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
That's surprising, actually, to me after
After
sitting in there with them.
Probably good you didn't have that preconceived notion when we went in. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm glad I didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I prefer not to enter with ideas and judgments.
Yeah. Yeah. So now knowing that, what?
You know, I have never been one to hold back, so I love to go all the way in whatever I do, and it doesn't bother me. It's just, let's jump in and work with them. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's help them. I mean, they deserve to have the lives that they want to live just as much as any of us, and I hope that I can foster relationships that will help some of them go in that direction.
They are really amazing girls, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, very bright, their social interaction with each other, their level of communication is just impressive. Yeah.
Like the non-verbal communications, the connections they have.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And they're so kind to. I noticed so many gestures of kindness between them.
Yeah.
Wanting to help each other out and being there for each other and offering assistance. That was nice to see.
Yeah. Great. It's going to be great working with you on this.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jessica.